Just ain't gonna go live. Is it live? Are we actually live or not? I don't know. Are we live? I guess we'll find out in a second. I'll just pretend that we are. Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. Thought I would sit down and do a live for you guys and gals. Sorry it's a hair later than I planned, but we're gonna get it done. Give you guys a follow-up shot before we get started. I got a lot of fans on, not as veiny. It's cold in here. So less veiny than usual, but got a topic I want to talk about. I'm sure this will fill up, especially if you people click a like quickly. There's the Facebook page. All right, topic. Novice is overbulking. I see this a lot. Data we have shows that if you eat even a 10% surplus, you gain way more fat and you gain no more muscle than a much smaller surplus. All right, this is known. Yet you will have novice lifters. You will have novice lifters try to gain 5 pounds a month, 6 pounds a month. And they'll go, well, I thought I would gain more muscle if I did that. And the problem is they don't stop at 2 months when they realize, hey, I've gained 10 pounds of fat. They'll keep going for several months. Before long, they're up 2 or 3 pant sizes. They've gained 3 times as much size, 4 times as much circumference on their waist as they did their arms. And then they're like, oh man, now I need to cut. And because they haven't had time to accumulate much muscle or have their body get used to it, they cut and they lose all of their gains. So they'll bulk for 4 months, cut for 2, and 6 months deep, they will be right back where they started. They will literally be back at the same amount of muscle they had the day they started. They waste 6 months. While the novice who goes ahead and just does a very, very slow bulk and just trains on good progressive overload, by the 6 month mark is usually up 10 pounds of muscle. Right? Usually what happens. And then they get leaner. Has anyone noticed that too? And these guys who overbulk, they don't seem to realize how many novice lifters out there who slow bulk are leaner 6 to 9 months than when they started. They have less fat. Why? Because when you're a novice, recomposition is really easy. You know, you get the guys who are like, well, what if I'm worried about spinning my wheels? Are you shredded? Like, are you 9% body fat with a deep ass 6-pack already? Well, no. Then what makes you think you're not going to recomp? What does every study show? Doesn't every single study on novice lifters show that if they train hard enough to really gain muscle, that they recomposition? But I mean, have we not seen this in, I don't know, about 157 studies? So they're like, well, if I only gain a pound a month, I'll just spin my wheels. No, your body fat percentage is going to go down. And you're going to gain 8 pounds of muscle. And your bench is going to go up 30 pounds. And your squat's going to go up 50 pounds. There's actually no evidence whatsoever. There's not one single shred of evidence of which I am aware that gaining 3 pounds a month causes more muscle gain than 1 pound a month. There's no evidence to support it. Put that in perspective. Put that in perspective. Slow and steady wins the race. Too many guys worry about, well, I'm spinning my wheels. I mean, I get that. If you're 9% body fat and you're scared of spinning your wheels because you're not going to recomp, I get that. But if you're 15% body fat, you really think you're spinning so you accidentally lose a little fat at some point. Even if you're an intermediate, you accidentally lost a little fat because you bulked way too slow. But you still made some gains while losing a little fat. There are worse outcomes in the world, but it's because people aren't patient. They haven't been doing this 25 years. They don't realize the time is going to pass anyways. Right? All right. Let's get over to the question, the comments. Jason, you are the GOAT of the fitness online. Thank you. I appreciate that. Xander, I'm not going to talk about that. That specific person, I agreed to not discuss them. All right. Nikki, when I was 17, I bought something called muscle juice from GNC to put on weight. Serving size of 4 scoops, which was over 1,000 calories and 60 grams of sugar. Needless to say, I got fat real quick. I bet you did. Gilbert says, Jason, I'm dealing with joint pain and back to being a novice. Curls and closed grip movements like bench and chins hurt. The elbows is over for me. No, but you probably need to hire me for a consultation. I can get in and get to the sort this out. Why are they hurting? What are you doing wrong? Why do you have joint pain? Are you not following my lifting advice? Did you do stuff I told you not to do? That's the price you pay. This stuff can be prehabbed and rehabbed, and then you need to have a better plan next time. Lucas says, what do you think is the best bicep exercise? The one that makes your arms do this, right? If it does this, it's the best bicep exercise. All right. Thoughts on that? That feels like a trick question, Mark, and you got all weird into your weird snowballing last time. We're just going to assume you were trouble. All right. Bangla says, I know you went to a couple of expos in the UK, but how come you never go to any now? Because I don't care about them. The other fitness YouTubers go to them. You know what? This coming year, I'm going to have to change some aspects of my business model and marketing for a lot of reasons. I might need to go to some expos. Right? Might need to go to some expos. I think people will probably see why in the near future. I just haven't cared to. I'm probably going to need to just for various networking purposes. No, I'm not doing a booth at all. All right, let's see. Xander says, thoughts on Martin Bergam having a bad fall, ruptured his quad. I like Martin, but, he gets a lot of tendon ruptures. Martin, we know each other. You've chatted with me in the past. Reach out to me. Let's talk a little bit about what you're doing. I'm not something I'm going to discuss in public. I know what's causing it. I'm not going to discuss that in public. All right. I have a trained eye. I know exactly why he's getting all these ruptures. David K says, Jason, I'm 57 now, and I started lifting when I was about 15. At age 17, I went on an aggressive bulk, put on 50 pounds, and still have stretch marks. Don't bulk too fast. Bro, I'm telling you guys. I'm not some guru up here on the top of a mountain preaching from my all-knowing wisdom. I made this mistake at one time when I was young and in my 20s. I did the same thing once, and it was stupid. All right. Zachary says, these days, at 50 years old, I find that women compliment me on my body as opposed to my face. You notice the same thing? I get both, dude. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm complimented on my dimples. I don't know what you're talking about, dude. No, I do get that, actually. Marco says, are spasms in lower back area signs of injury or signs of harmless? It's a sign of overreaching. Marco, you could be overreaching with some stuff. You could have weak hamstrings. Also. Observation. Bengal says, do you ever regret the thousands of videos you made bashing bodybuilding aesthetics? No, I think it'd be fine. Dude, don't worry about it. How rare is a proximal bicep tear from lifting as opposed to a distal? It's much rarer. Mohammed says, I cannot understand the people who say cutting is easier than bulking. It's so easy for me to gain. I can just breathe. You know what, man? The struggle is real. Ooh, how come there's only 6 likes, by the way? And how come more of you are not following me on the Facebook fitness page? Let's get those likes up. Get them likes up. Benji says, I just hit a drug-free 435. Ooh, good Lord. Okay. All right. What do they put in the water where you're at? Okay, you just hit it at a 215 pounds of body weight drug-free. You said drug-free twice. That's a double negative. That cancels out. All right. Do you think a 500 bench is in the realm of possibility? How many years did it take you to get to the 435 at 215 drug-free? That's going to be my question to answer your 500. 500 drug-free benches are super rare, but they do exist. Okay. Right. Oh, now I understand. Yeah. Okay. So there's a bunch of trolls who think that was me being trans or something. That's now I understand the reference. Okay. Which is ridiculous. This is obviously you, Jason. Oh my God, you fucking ass clowns. You guys are such ass clowns. Oh my God. All right, let's keep going with this. All right, let's stay on topic. Stay on topic. Bangalore says you look great for age. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Greener says when to end the bulk. When your body fat is as high as you're comfortable with, you end the bulk right there. And then you need to trim down. It's very straightforward. Hey, Dale, you already pretty much asked that same question already. Come on, Daryl. You said, dude, this is 2024. No one cares if you're gay anymore, dude. You can call it. No one cares. Nobody cares. Let me state that again. This is 2024. Calling something gay is not even an insult. Like literally, nobody gives a shit if somebody's gay. I mean, what year do you think this is? All right, I got something in my eye here. I got to talk about the bit check. All right. That's somebody trolling her earlier. All right. Steve says nasty. LOL. What's nasty? Bob, it's always some troll accusing me of some crazy shit, dude. It's just not. Bob, quit worrying about who. The who? Bunch of nobodies. All right. Let's see. Are band curls beneficial like band pull downs? I don't think to the same degree, but I will say potentially is. God, why do I got something in my eye? I'm going to take some of my drinking water and clean it out. I got an eyelash in my eye. Must be from them fake eyelashes I'm wearing, apparently dressing up trans. Now, who knows? All right. But Nick, yes, band curls are potentially beneficial for the bicep tendons. I've done them on camera some in the past. I've actually considered re-adding some just to maybe see if it gives a little extra bicep growth, you know, the extra pump, extra blood flow. Oh, God. Definitely, now it's making my nose itch because my eye was watering. I don't know what the hell I got in it. All right. Mohammed says, what do you do after bench? Should you diet off the weight? No, you need to go back to whatever you were doing. Go back to normal. Go do a really heavy workout session the next day and rethink your life at that point. No, don't rethink your life. Just do your normal stuff. Maybe a very small deficit the next day and just flow back into what you're doing. Do not try to do any sort of crazy purge by doing 10 hours of cardio or anything crazy. Paul, do you keep asking the same questions over and over that I obviously just don't care? The genetics. Do you not understand how rare that? And what do you mean? Paul, you've seen me squat 605. Have you not seen me squat 605? The reason I'm not doing it is because I'm not heavy enough like I was then. I don't want to weigh 250 pounds. That's what's holding me back. All right. Benj. All right, hold on. Benji G says, Benji G, sorry, it's going to be Benji G says, Blaha's advice got me there. All right, guys, everybody go over. Let's watch his video. Let's see if it's legit here. All right, Benji, I'm gonna look. I don't see any content. Where's your video? You said the video's posted. Bob, I was 245 when I hit that. You get the idea though. Benji, I don't see your video up. Where's it at? You need to upload it. Okay. Dave K says, honestly, I wouldn't care if my son told me he's gay, otherwise I don't care. Well, I mean, that's your business. Hey, Bengal, I don't think anyone worries about that. I mean, seriously, dude. Yeah, you never heard of my. Yeah, let's be realistic. You really think I was the most anti-bodybuilding person ever on YouTube Fitness? Have you lost your mind? Gilbert says, Jason, I remember you doing high frequency pull-ups past. I was thinking of doing. You already got one injury. Gilbert, you already said ego lifting is now giving you elbows that hurt. So now you want to do the exact same thing you gave me a shoulder impingement. Okay. All right. I didn't see the link get shared, dude. I have links blocked. Hey, Benji, I have links blocked on my channel. You can't send links directly without me approving them through a thing. So just make sure it's set to public on your channel. We can watch. And it's still not set to public. All right. The most I saw you squat. Hey, Paul, but you talked about but you've seen me do it on my channel before. Okay. So we know you're trolling now. You're kind of outing yourself. All right. All right, Benji, I'm going to look again. It says you don't have any content on your channel. Do I need to subscribe? What's going on? You have no videos at all. One video. It says you have one video now. Why can't I see it? There we go. Okay. 4:30 at meet. Yep. Hold on. He's got a 4:35. Woo, that moved fast. Damn it, son. All right. All right. I'm gonna link his video. All right. Whew. All right. So there's his video, guys. That moved fast as hell. Are you sure that was your max? Benji, are you sure that was your max? Time your concentric rep. That was less than 2 seconds. You do know that's not your max, right? Bro. Give the man a fist bump. All right. Bob says, what's the next weight class above 220, 242? Dale says, what are the type 5 beliefs or training methods you have promoted over the years that have since realized were bad? That really high frequency would be up there. Not doing curls. I don't know. That's about it. Benji says, I wanted to share because some of your videos helped me hit that milestone. I appreciate that, dude. That is absolutely appreciated. But that was a solid bench, dude. Nick M says, do you see any benefit to doing reverse curls with an easy bar? Yes. I've done them before on camera. Good forearm exercise. Is that an elite level strength? Yeah, limitless. That's elite. David K says, Natty tossing at 435 with a fast bar speed. You got, yeah, dude, that's pretty solid, man. Matt says, Jason saw a friend yesterday who hadn't seen me in months, and the first thing got complimented on was my gains. Big improvement this year. Only makes me want to work harder. Thanks, brother. Awesome, dude. Glad to hear it, man. And I hope my information has helped you on that journey. David says, Jason, do you follow Olympic weightlifting? No. Greener says, I just benched 3 plates after 13 years of training. Hey, man, that is the way it is. Bob says, have you ever maxed out on a strict form curl? I think I have. I forgot what it was. It was, over 100 pounds, maybe. I messed with the strict curl for just a little bit at one time, and I realized it's just kind of a dumb thing. It just causes bicep tears to do that strict curl event. And it's not even a full range, it's a partial exercise. So I don't want to compete in the strict curl. No, Paul, I don't know what your I don't see the fair question at all. Big Strong, what is your opinion on replicating performance after you take a set to failure? It's difficult. I mean, I've done it on smaller movements. You've seen me do it on camera. Big movements, it's very difficult. Like trying to do it on a squat or a bench press, not so much. I've done it on rows and curls and things and pull-ups on camera. You need a few minutes. Matt says, your info plus what hard work and daily consistency wouldn't be able to hear without your help. I appreciate it, man. Dave K, strongest guy I ever saw was 13, 6th grader who benched 300 back in the early 80s. Yeah, that's just straight genetics. Greener says, do you find progressive overload difficult on abs and calves difficult? No. Didn't you see me do my 500-pound calf raises a week or so ago? Zach says, are you ignoring my comment? No, I don't see your comment. Unless it got buried. Let me scroll up. Bro, I don't even see a comment. You didn't post anything. Zach, you don't have any comments in my chat. That's your first one. Monel says, thoughts on doing abs 5 times a day. Am I going to hear? Maybe not, but what are you hoping to get out of it? All right, what are you trying to gain from it? I mean, I'm not saying doing some extreme stuff can't help from time to time, but you need to have the fundamentals down. Like coming and doing something extreme just to do it when you don't have the fundamentals down, because you've mentioned some other problems already with some stuff that's not advanced. It just feels like a waste of time. All right, 2, you have the basics in order. Paul says, the question is, why when do lifts stop increasing when elite lifters like yourself? Are you talking about because we get older, because we quit, gaining size? I mean, Paul, is pretty straightforward. I mean, a lot of my lifts are going to go very slow at different points. I'm in my 40s. I mean, there's your answer. It's hard to get strong when you're already advanced and you're in your 40s. It's a lot of work to make any progress. That's just the reality. And I can tell that you're a very young and experienced lifter, by the way, based on your questions. Because you think in terms of, well, you should see an increase every year. Yeah, you definitely got the novice mindset. I mean, novice to me means maybe you might have been training 4 or 5 years or something, maybe. You haven't been in this game a real long time. When you've been in a long time, you start to realize lifts don't even always go up every year. That's just reality. And when you cut and other stuff, things don't work like that. It's a different game. So again, a lot of it has to do with you're talking to an extremely advanced lifter in their late 40s. Like if you're expecting to always see me just hit PRs all the time, I don't know what world you're living in. Nick Kim says, I regret it because people overthink it and overcomplicate something that really should be straightforward. I think people get too obsessed with set count. And it's not that it's not a good concept. And yeah, I know other people are trying to discuss it now. I just feel like I had some clients get overly obsessed and silly with it. Like literally going, I think this is a half set for my pet minor. And it's like, oh my God. They're like, I think I'm at 17 sets for my upper chest. I'm not sure. And they're trying to pin it down literally to that. And, they were trying to add all their half sets to everything and figure it out. And they were coming up with something like 12 or 13 half sets. This is where people get stupid with it. It can be as straightforward as, okay, a curl and a chin up is a set for a bicep, but a row might be a half set. And you just leave it at that. Okay. Thoughts on rotating box squats in good mornings? Okay, you can do that. Big, strong. So with curls, for example, how many sets should we typically be able to replicate performance on each set is taken? I usually find about the third set, you'll see a big regression, depending on work capacity and other things. Usually the third set starts really taking a hit. Like a lot of those I can personally replicate 2 sets. By set 3, I'm going to lose a rep or I might lose several reps. Greener, how come to know my ideal body weight when I cut down, people say I take it too far? I don't know why they say you take it too far. Dave K says, hard to keep making PRs year after year. Injuries will stop your progress if you're in the game long enough. You got to watch for that. No, Dale, why would you think that? I don't know why you guys ask things like, why do you think, or what were you thinking in whatever year 27 years ago? It's like, what? Bitch, I barely remember 27 years ago. I'm old. Fuck is wrong with you people? Oh, sorry. That's how Jason talks in real life, by the way. That's when I'm not filtered on camera. I just look at you and go, bitch, the fuck is wrong with you? I do that to my friends, my bro friends. Oh. Thoughts on Trendfluencer Tiger 88? I've never heard of him. Lucas says, why'd you skip my question? Because I didn't see it. Thoughts on decline bench press? I think it's a good exercise. Dave K says, 27 years ago, I was 30, right? Do people be like that? Like, 7 years ago, what were you thinking while you were eating breakfast on that day? I don't know. And the police, again, more of these people, you guys are so weird. That's not me. Oh my God. That is obviously a woman, and I don't look like a woman. I know because this has been sent to me. All right. Big strong. Big strong. I'm sorry, brother, but I don't think the data reflects that. What are you talking about? All right. You know what, Paul? I've told you to quit. When these trolls say stuff, if I make a statement, you don't need to chime in. I was about to ban you, but I stopped. All right. I'm going to give you one more chance. I'm going to be nice. The thing I just banned Zach for. God damn it. What's wrong with you people? Jesus Christ. I got to quit cussing so much, man. Some of you people, you kids. Weekly Saturday cheat meal on Team Blaha, top sirloin. I had sirloin today. The pictures will be up later, by the way. You guys are going to accuse me of blaspheming. You know what? God will forgive me. All right. Banglo, no, I don't have a bad memory, but people ask ridiculous stuff. What were you thinking 27 years ago while you were having your breakfast? You know. All right. Coach, for example, if I get shredded and I start doing a bunch of ab work, will I get abs or abs just naturally there? They'll be there without work, but they'll be bigger if you train them. Romanov, you clearly have never seen what I actually said about that. Because number one, it was a story I was told by Wilton, and he didn't roll it, he threw it, to my knowledge. And I could be wrong. Now, why are you going to stand there and accuse Willie of being a liar? Maybe he was lying to a young, naive kid. But why are you gonna pick on a dead man? Do you see the problem with that? Like, you trolls, y'all want to stand there and pick on a dead man who, told a young man a war story. And then I later repeated it on a channel once. It's not like I said I did it. It was very, very clear I was talking about an old Vietnam veteran I knew. And I made that extreme. No. But you see, so you clearly never saw the video, right? So you're just going off of hearsay that you heard other people claim, and you didn't actually find the source material. You see how that works? That's called lying. You just made something up. Yep. So again, you didn't find the source material. It had nothing to do with me. The entire story had nothing to do with me as a person. I repeated somewhere in a video like 12 years ago that when I was talking about different stuff, that an old Vietnam veteran who's been dead for 15 years, by the way, who I knew was a family friend, told me a story about throwing a grenade in his lieutenant's latrine because the guy was a piece of shit. Right? And I guess he decided he was going to make him one with it. And whether it was a true story or he was just yanking my chain, I don't know, but I found the story amusing at the time. Okay? So by that same token, you see what I mean? But people made a big deal out of me remembering a story an old man told me when I was like 18 years old. And it turned into an enormous troll thing. And then people are then going to slander, really a good man overall. Right? Come on. Okay. Hey, Bob, I have no idea where it is on my channel. You would have to go dig through 1,000 of my old videos from 10, 12 years ago, looking for, it was just in a random like Q&A or something somewhere. But yet trolls have made a whole legend about a simple story of me remembering something an old veteran told me. That's it. I have thousands and thousands of hours of footage of me talking. You're going to hear different things. All right. Bob says, does creatine help your cognitive decline? Potentially, there's debates of that in the literature. Lucas says, can every healthy male, you said, make bench 405 or do some people? Dude, that's extremely rare. Dave K says, Jason, do you think the heavy deadlifting with mixed grip on one hand, pronated in one, supinated is dangerous? No. I think bending your elbows, not having them locked is dangerous. And do people not tear biceps on the deadlift with a double overhand grip with straps? Have we all not seen this happen a dozen times on camera? So what causes the bicep tear? Is it the mixed grip or is it the bent elbows? Because if it was the mixed grip, the guys doing double overhand with straps who rip their bicep off the bone, and you see it happen on camera a dozen times if you look through YouTube for it. What caused it for them? The same thing that causes it with the mixed grip. The exact same thing. Pulling with a bent elbow too many times. Pulling with slack. Do you think novices should start with the hook grip? Maybe. I don't know. I said that at one time. I don't know that I agree with that. I think mixed grip is fine. Right? Mixed grip is fine. Dale says the guy made that up. I saw that in the Michael J. Fox movie, also in a Punisher. Yeah, and he could have made it up. He could have made it up. But you know what? I don't care. I liked the guy. He was really funny. And he was just a kooky old guy that I looked up to when I was younger. I thought he was a good dude. You know, he was funny, taught me some life lessons, good dude. In fact, he's the guy who taught me this is how you approach women. This is how you pick up women. It was hilarious. And he went and demonstrated like he would talk to a woman. It was hilarious. The guy was a character. So now I'm laughing about the guy. People over here don't even understand it. He was a fun guy who I happen to look up to. He was just a working class dude. Hey, Coach, I'm back. That's fine, Butters. I also want to hear your last cheat meal, the Chinese buffet. It's been a long time. Dude, I probably haven't had a cheat meal in 8 months. You done your obligatory tethered bounce. Dale says, do you ever think you will bench over 330 again? I think I'll do it last week on camera for reps. All right. Hey, Dale, let me state that again. So you're asking me, am I going to die this weekend? Like I'm not going to do it this next week? I mean, that's the only possible explanation. Since you watched me do a work set with 335 on Monday on camera, I guess the next time I'm going to do it is last Monday. I might do it again this Monday. Oh. Dave K says it's definitely the bent elbow. Yep, I agree. Amash King Khan, I'm going to try to get your name right. If a 5'10" skinny beginner guy goes to a dirty bulk at the current weight of 125, how much total body weight is possible to gain in the first years? I'd still have him only gain 2 pounds a month. Big, strong, excluding yourself. Who can you point to? Plenty of people. Plenty of people. Seen lots of people do it. Is it good to implement reverse grip bench press for variation? Yes. No, I couldn't reverse grip the 500. Lucas, I've told you guys over and over what happened with that. Stop bringing it up. I'm going to put a way to filter in the word 500 reverse bench in here somehow. I just don't feel like answering the same question as to why that's not valid, why it's not really a thing over and 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 over. I swear I've answered the goddamn question more times than I've talked about deadlifting. Like, do I need to just dedicate a whole channel to it? Is that what you need? A whole channel dedicated to it for people to reference? All right, so, man. All right. I just can't with people sometimes, man. I just can't. All right. Dale says, sorry, coach, I didn't know. I don't watch many of your videos. So then, well, why are you asking about a specific lift? What are your goals for the comp list? I'd like to hit at least a 365, paused again at this lighter body weight. I mean, I'd love to get to 405, but that is a hell of a stretch. If I keep cutting down leaner, and I get to 200 or under 200, I mean, at my age to do a double body weight, then pause, that's asking a lot without blasting a bunch of stuff. Just saying. I mean, I'd like to get back to a 365 pause, and I don't think that would be unreasonable. It's going to take a little work. I'm not that far now. I mean, you've seen me do 315 for 4 with a pause recently. I did a 335 for a double the other day, with a pause, flat back though. Keep that in mind. That's all flat back with no reps. Does Omar Issoff give good training advice? I don't know, probably not. Mango says, you think people spending more time offline than online has a negative impact on mental health? Probably. The only similar thing is myo reps. Are you familiar? I'm familiar with them. Xander, for this, the reason I actually say in the videos. Xander, so how many of those fasted cardio vlogs have I answered that question in detail? About 7 of them, 8 of them. So what do I tell you in the vlogs? Coach has been forgiven of his past YouTube sins and is starting a new YouTube. I'm starting all sorts of new adventures coming up. Jason, your thoughts on aggressive cutting for 2 to 3 weeks, not worry too much about strength and just go whole body fat. I don't know. I still think you should cut slow. All right. That's my opinion. All right. Hold on, all my messengers keep popping up, blocking my reading. I got my app set up. I have a lot of stuff I need to be able to see real time. A lot of pro bodybuilders do myo reps. That's not how you spell it, by the way. Big strong. I mean, if you're going to argue with me about nuance, and then you're going to use a term while you're trying to argue with me, at least spell it correctly. Just saying. Because then it makes it look like you really don't know what you're talking about. I've never seen this in studies. I've never seen that. Most people do this, you're wrong, and then you can't spell the technique correctly. It's just not a good look. Yeah, I do think some bodybuilders do myo reps. Coach, could you do a video on protein overfeeding to stay full? I will build a time machine and I will make at least 3 videos on that and upload them in the last year. How's that? Done. All right. Because Xander, I don't feel like answering your silly ass question. It's pretty, I didn't skip it by accident. All right. Thoughts on seated rows. Would you use them if you had a cable station? Have you seen any of my clients do them on camera? The answer is yes. So do I think they have their place as a finesse movement, specifically maybe for bodybuilding and stuff? Yeah, sometimes. Have you seen Michelle do them on camera? Okay, let me rephrase that. You may not have seen Michelle do them on camera, but she has done them on camera on my channel. Because, Xander, at the end of the day, either you can lift the weight or you don't. I do understand what you were saying from a quality perspective and from an actual sanctioned, can you claim it as a power lifter? But I'm going to give you an example. Are you going to say Ronnie Coleman never benched 500 pounds, even though you've seen him do it for a double on camera? Do you see the point? Have you seen Ronnie Coleman bench 500 pounds on camera? So if he had only benched ever 315 in comp when younger, would you say that Ronnie Coleman only benched 315? No, because if you said that, you would be a fucking dumbass. Right? So I want you to admit that. I mean, but you see the point, right? So because Ronnie Coleman never benched his 500 in competition, you're saying you don't think Ronnie Coleman ever benched 500? So he used fake plates? Would you be willing to go approach Ronnie Coleman at an expo and tell him, you didn't really bench 500, Ronnie, you used fake plates, you bitch? So if you're willing to do this and make that statement, then you need to be willing to man up and do that. At the next expo, you need to go tell Ronnie Coleman his 500 bench he did for a couple reps on camera. Well, I'm bodybuilding right now. You've seen me bench 365 with calibrated plates. So you're going to tell me I've never benched 365. But if you would come to an expo and tell me that, don't cry if you get slapped in the mouth. That's all I'm saying. Right? I don't want to hear any crying. No, I really wouldn't pop you in the mouth, dude. But you see the point. No, I wouldn't really do that. I'm just messing with you. I'm totally yanking your chain. But I like to mess with people, but I say it so straight face. All right, guys, but seriously, for competitive, but I'm not even powerlifting right now. Like I have no current intentions of stepping on the platform this year. I'm training just to get really jacked. I like being strong. I like moving big weight. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. I mean, I'm lifting what I lift. But I'm not also over here then going, accept my lift. I don't really care. It's just not I'm enjoying lifting. And if you don't like what I lift with the calibrated road plates in a gym, at home, even though I'm using competition legal equipment for my normal day-to-day training, then that's okay. But that's not my problem. That's someone else's problem. My muscles don't know the difference. Like if I'm doing rep work with 315 on the bench with calibrated plates, my muscles don't know for hypertrophy purposes that it's not in a competition. They only know how much tension they're getting subjected to. So, but that being said, am I happy with any of my meat benching? Absolutely not. Like if you were to say, hey, I mean, I'm happy with like my deadlifts and stuff in comp, but if you were to ask me, am I happy with like the way my benching went at these last couple of meets? I would tell you obviously not. It was not, I'm not happy with that at all. But I don't claim to be happy about it. Thoughts on Silent Mike's advice to cut 13? That sounds stupid as fuck. All right. Bob, who knows? Here's the thing, Bob. Last time I went to an expo, do you know how many people I had online tell me that they were going to trash talk? They were going to hit me. Jeff Side was going to pop me in the mouth, right? Jeff Side was going to hit me in the mouth the last expo I went to. Until he seen me. And I saw his scrawny, sucked up, no lifting looking tiny ass. And then he run off. But that's the thing, dude. It's the internet. It's the internet. In reality, I've never had anybody be anything but kind or polite at any of these events I've gone to. And I'm the same way, dude. I'm not going to go to some expo and be a dick to people. Why? Because it's not appropriate. And grown men don't behave that way. Banglo, I would recommend they don't try to throw hands. I'm too old to get hit in the mouth. Too old for that stuff, man. Yeah, I'm too old to stand around and throw hands. Either let security do it or, the other way. But then I have to have a lawyer and all that nonsense. It's such a pain in the ass. Butter says, are those self-tinted Gucci? No, they're not Gucci. The expos. Or there will not be a Team Blaha booth that I'm planning on. Xander, I agree, never being in a single fight in is something to be proud of. Yeah, I mean, it is. I've been in plenty of fights, but it's not something to stand around and brag about or be proud of. Like, let me state that. I have been in a lot of fist fights when younger. It's not something I'm proud of. It's not something that says, oh, I'm a man. No, I was a child. I was a kid. I was also then immature when younger. Like, that's all it is. That's literally all it means. Right? Paul, we've already discussed all of that. I literally, because of the nature of it, didn't even really get to go to court. And who cares? Think about it this way. He spent hundreds of thousands of dollars for a piece of paper. I didn't pay a penny, and it didn't really cost me anything. Who won? I literally ran up his money. I literally went out of my way to make sure that he paid more and more and more money to his lawyers on purpose. And I didn't pay a penny. And I knew I wasn't going to pay a penny when it started. So who won? He did. He got a piece of paper. He got a $300,000 piece of paper that says you win. Price tag $300,000. Was it worth it? Do you think he thinks it's worth it? Optional questions. Thoughts on Michael Hearn calling the cops on Chernevsky this? I didn't know that happened. If he did, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. Good. Eric got what he deserved if that happened. He's an ass clown. Sorry. Who associates with ass clowns. All right. Good on Mike. All right. Bob says 300K. Yep. I have papers that said that was his legal fees. That is what they billed him. And billable hours, 300,000 is what they billed him. That's a hell of a piece of paper. Paul, I don't care how much money you have, 300,000 is a lot. For a piece of paper, okay? I want you to think about that. How important was I to him? Lucas, I'm unaware of Lane saying that. I don't hold a grudge with Lane, to be honest. That stuff, all of that stuff between Lane and I was so damn stupid. Let's be honest here. Did Lane and I both handle that whole situation extremely immaturely? Both of us. We both did. Right? Who inspired you to start lifting? I would say 3 people. Arnold Schwarzenegger, Bill Kazmaier, Dorian Yates. Where are we at? 55 minutes in. Time to wind this down. All right, guys, that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative. I'll talk to you guys and gals next time. I'll give you guys a forearm shot before we go.